Hello, my name is Gilbert Prieto, and I will be going over my lesson plan for 10th grade world history today. My academic standard for this unit will be 10.8.1. Students analyze the cause and consequences of World War II. I will be adding an ELD standard, ELD 9th to 10th grade, A.1, exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative discussions on a range of social and academic topics. Our class learning objective is learners will be able to discuss and understand the causes and consequences of World War II. Specifically, compare the German, Italian, and Japanese drives for empire in the 1930s, including events such as the 1937 rape of Nanking and other atrocities in China, human costs of war, and its military leaders. We will understand the point of view of these specific countries while addressing academic vocabulary associated with them, such as fascism, communism, totalitarianism, extremists, and imperialism. I incorporate Jamboards, scholarly articles, a Padlet, and YouTube videos, along with a lot of student collaboration throughout the PowerPoint. I will also be using my students' seat numbers, who are in groups of 4, labeled 1 through 4, to collaborate throughout this lesson. As students walk in, they will grab a Chromebook, log into Google Classroom, and access their Google Slides. Seat 1 student will read the standard to their group, while Seat 2 will read the learning objective on one of the first slides. Once all the groups have read to each other and everyone is now logged in, I will then again read the standard and learning objective to the entire class. The slides will begin with each student being asked what they wonder about today's topic. There is a hyperlink to a Jamboard where there are 3 questions they will answer. What do you wonder about this subject? What would you like to know more about? And what do you already know? I will pull a couple equity sticks for students to share and then move on. The next slide is another Jamboard I will use to activate prior knowledge from the previous unit on totalitarianism. Seat 1 will answer the question, what do you remember about totalitarian governments? Question 2, Seat 2 will answer, who was Stalin? Seat 3 will answer, what is communism? And Seat 4 will answer, what is fascism? And who was Italy's fascist leader? I will then lecture for the next 2 slides, going over academic vocabulary such as imperialism, dictator, communism, and Nazism. After these 2 slides at slide 8, I will then have the students independently read according to their seat number 1 through 4. Once they are done independently reading, I will then have the students in their group share 3 vocabulary words and summarize their World War II leader to the 4 members in their group. On the next slide, I have a hyperlink where the students will enter this information into a Padlet. After each student has entered the information into their Padlet, I will then lecture again for the next 5 slides on topics of country discontent, Germany after World War I, Italy's new regime, Imperial Japan, and Russia's transformation to a communist dictatorship. At this point, after I am done lecturing, I will then have the students go to the next slide. There will be numbers 1 through 4 for students to each watch a video on YouTube. Again, with regards to Japan for Seat 1, Germany for Seat 2, Italy for Seat 3, and Russia for Seat 4. Once they are done watching their 5-minute video, I will then have them go into a small group discussion, sharing with their group the policies of each country and the political parties that were in place. At the end of this discussion, they will go to the last slide where there will be a hyperlink for our last Jamboard, and they will enter the information they discussed with their group. At the very end, I have a formative assessment or a ticket out the door to check for understanding on today's lesson. Everything will be accessible through their Google Slides in their Google Classroom. So all the information that they entered on their Jamboards and Padlet, they will be able to then use for an essay at the end of the unit.